So the next step for troubleshooting why you might not be feeling awesome is SIBO and histamines. And so SIBO is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. And that just means that you have up in your higher intestine, you have some bacteria that are maybe a little bit out of balance. They can do all sorts of things. And one of the things that they can do is cause a histamine reaction. And so carnivore, if you're doing a lot of the bone broth or you're doing a lot of slow cooker, you may be also eating more histamine. And this is something that I found when I started doing the carnivore diet, and my first 3 weeks into it, I started getting a histamine response. And a histamine is something that if you have seasonal allergies or pollen allergies or pet allergies, you take an antihistamine like Benadryl or Claritin or antihistamines to stop the itchy, watery eyes, stop the congestion, stop hives, like in severe cases. Those are all histamine responses. If you feel like you have histamine responses coming out of nowhere, then it is good to shorten the cooking time. So we all eat a little bit of histamine if we're eating cooked food. Unless we're eating freshly killed raw meat, we are eating a little bit of histamine. And it's like a bucket. So your body can process that much histamine if your bucket is already full because you have a high histamine load. Like SIBO that I was talking about earlier can make histamine. And so if you have bacteria in your gut making histamine, and then you're also slow cooking most of your foods right now, you might have filled your bucket so it's overflowing. And when it overflows, we have that histamine response, which is runny nose, congestion, hives in some cases. Also GERD, reflux. A lot of reflux medications have antihistamines in them. So if you feel like you have an upset stomach, it might actually be a histamine issue. So ways that we can lower histamine if you feel like this is your issue, and it's not going to be everyone's issue, so don't read into it if you don't have it, is again that TRS for getting the pathogens out of your system for SIBO, because pathogens can come from overgrowth or from overload of heavy metals can invite the pathogens. So that's an easy fix. It's just a spray. Shortening your cooking time, and this is what will do it for most people. If you have an Instant Pot, go ahead and use it. If you don't have an Instant Pot, just do stuff that you can cook quickly on the stove. And the shorter your cooking time, the lower your histamine is going to be in your food. And so we're not trying to get to zero histamine, we're just trying to get it to where our bucket isn't overflowing into the symptoms, because our body can process some, but it's just if we have too much, our body can't process it. So shortening cooking time is a good way to lower our histamine load. Using the Instant Pot is a great way to do that. And then kind of limiting your use of leftovers. So if you're used to cooking a bunch at once and then reheating all through the week, that can make your histamine load higher. So just cooking from frozen meat to cooked within an hour or so, instead of just having it hang out in the fridge, because as stuff hangs out, the histamine does get higher. So that's the solution to that. But really the overarching theme that I want to really pound into your head is that your body can heal itself. There's nothing wrong with your body. You are providing it a ton of nutrients right now, and there's just going to be, for some people, some adjustment. Most people, you are going to find you feel phenomenal on the carnivore diet. In the Carnivore Training Skills class, I get you up and running and successful on your first 10 days of the carnivore diet. Join me and learn how to set your mindset up for success on the carnivore diet, set your kitchen up for success on the carnivore diet, how to cook 10 delicious meat and salt only recipes using very minimal kitchen equipment, and get daily advice for day to day for the first 10 days so that you can stick with and see success on the carnivore diet. Go ahead and follow the link below, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments that you may have.